President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday announced plans to establish a peace committee aimed at ending the long-standing violence in Benue State following a recent attack in the Yelwata community that reportedly claimed over 200 lives. Speaking at a stakeholders meeting held at the Government House Banquet Hall in Makurdi, the president said the committee would include traditional rulers such as Tortiv, James Ayase, and the Ochdoma, as well as other key leaders. The president, who visited victims of the Yelwata attack at the Benue State University Teaching Hospital earlier in the day, expressed concern over the rising death toll and lack of arrest, warning security agencies to act swiftly. He questioned the police on why no arrest had been made and ordered arrest of the killers. He also called for unity among Nigerians, urging citizens to focus on defeating common enemies rather than internal strife. The meeting was attended by Governor Hyacinth Alia, several North Central governors, National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu, Secretary to the Government of the Federation George Akume, service chiefs and other traditional and political leaders. My heart goes out to the victims of the Yelwata community attack in Benue State. It's a very sad one, but then, Daniel, up until now, no arrest has been made. This attack did not happen within 30 minutes. This attack was systematic. It was carried out house to house. Families were burnt in their houses. This attack spanned a period of time. And in that period of time, an entire community, there was no police station, no military barrack, nothing. And up until now, not one single arrest has been made. What is actually going on? Daniel, what do you make of the story?
I think first, I was shocked when the president made that statement and asked in that meeting and asked Egbetokun to stand up and ask that question. For me, it was how? The president is supposed to get daily briefing, especially when me that with his kind of question, he has not received a security briefing. So I understand that the IG or the chief of defense staff, Christopher, who was there, could not say anything contrary to contradict the president. I expected that those informations would have been handy to the National Security Advisor. The National Security Advisor would have briefed the president. Are you saying that that kind of massacre happened and the people moved and no one? No, I don't believe. I think that something was wrong with that question. And it's wrong because, okay, let me put it this way. If maybe I buy something from someone and that thing is not good, would I go and be asking the person why is those things not good? I would rather go elsewhere and buy. Sack them! What are you asking? You are asking him that why has arrest no? Come on! That is his duty. That is his work. That is what he's supposed to do. You don't even need to ask him. The police, something won't happen here, and the police will wait until the DPO, even if a policeman is walking around, he's empowered to arrest. So asking the IG at that level, that why an arrest has not been made, then the president has not received security briefing. He has not. And that thing has happened more than 96 hours when the president came. Some days have passed. Are you saying the president, because all over the world, the people who have most access to the president are those who deals in the security circles? They have access. You don't put them on the line to wait. The president put others on the line to wait when his security chiefs and others wants to speak with him. Because the man took the oath of office to protect life and properties. So security briefings and details That's why sometimes they tell you in Air Force One, most of the time that the president travel on that is security briefing. So for the president to now ask at that point, why has an arrest not been made? Then they would have briefed him, knowing this is what happened, this is how we are doing, this is what we are, this is the stage where we are, we do not want to escalate, this is where we have traced them to. He wouldn't ask that question. Then if they didn't brief him, then somebody needs to lose their job. It's as simple as ABCD. Let the man go. Egbetokun has outlived his retirement. The president reappointed him by the power vested on the president. And he's there. And the president is now asking him, he stood up and rather asking, why was an arrest not being made? That's one. Two, I think again we need to understand the history of Benue State. It's not today. No, it's not today. When Alia became governor, in northern Nigeria, aside from northwest, in north central, Benue has the highest generals in army. Benue, they have the highest generals in the Nigerian army, aside the north central. I mean the north central, where Buhari and others came from. Benue has the highest generals. They gave the governor a security report earlier. You can browse this and he was given a security report document as to history of what has happened, what can be done going forward. One, what has the governor done with that security report, that security document that was handed to him by the ex-generals from Benue State? Two is that, in all honesty, there has been history of the thief, the Jokuns, this other popular Idoma. There has been a lot of stripes among them, including the same way we look at Rivers State and say, oh, Ikwere people are dominating the politics and all here in Rivers State. It happens there. And as I talk to you now, there is a bitter crisis, even more than Rivers State. Not among different political parties, in the same APC, where you have the camp of the SGF and the camp of the governor. And that led to the issue of the chief judge of the state. There are a lot of crises, and the president was right when he was commissioning a project in Abuja and said, directing the governor to mend fences, because he said a divided house cannot stand. Two is, lastly, when Gabriel Suswan was governor, so this, for people to understand, I'm just saying this so that people can understand, this crisis didn't start today. When Suswan was governor, Suswan was attacked, his convoy, by the same headers. Those convoys were attacked. In fact, Suswan, because he has a military background, he collected gun and engaged as a governor. You can check history. During Obasanjo's time, when there was that crisis, Obasanjo sent, if you remember that time, when you have General Malu, Obasanjo sent soldiers to Benue State. And the thief people suspected that the soldiers were helping the order to quell those crises. If you remember that time, those soldiers were ambushed by militia group in Tiv and killed those soldiers. Remember what Obasanjo did that time. So this crisis didn't start today, including some of those other ethnic groups who felt challenged by the other ones, had in time, in history, used headers to fight their people. And in return, they gave lands to some of these people who reside there, who now feel a sense of ownership. So there is a lot of crises that they need to sit down clearly. It goes beyond, there are a lot of things deep down in their history that if they want to resolve in all honesty, all political actors, regardless, must come. But there is this hegemony already that the Idoma and the thief is always there. On who become governor, who become this, who become that. It's always in Benue State. But the truth is that it goes beyond putting soldiers, putting boots on the ground. They must come and decide to work as a people of the same state.
So you feel these peace committee, it's timely?
I want to
you
see
think
the
that
composition.
you think that the peace committee will make a headway into this?
And it will make a headway if in resolving peace, because I feel that it's not in my political party, and then he will not be part. No, that's how we behave.
Okay.
Because the governor will not. Which governor want another man to stand up and tell him the truth in public? No governor, no, they don't want it. So they will rather choose the people that they feel that they can work with.
But the president apparently is the one appointing the people in this peace committee. The president.
The president only said he would want
so and so people
join,
in
but
that
peace.
He did not appoint.
You don't know that. It's the people that would form that group. And in forming that group, that's what I'm saying. It is not for APC alone. It is not for PDP alone. It is for the people of Benue State to come together, including those ex-generals. Come together and look at the situation and resolve it themselves.
Okay, very well. Donko.
Yeah, for me,
yes,
the problem in Benue State is a failure of our security architecture. What I say is a systemic failure of the security architecture. How often do we embark on intelligence gathering? Because to fight things like this, first you need to gather enough intelligence and security reports. It's from the intelligence and security report you brief the president, they work on it. Me, I don't believe in being reactionary. I believe in being proactive. You identify problems, you solve them. You see, Benue State has been a flashpoint. Not today, not yesterday, not even last year. So it's become a recurrent decimal. The first thing is to identify who are the people doing these things. Who are the people behind these things? Just like say, get the actors. By the time you know the people doing these things, it becomes easier to say. Even in medicine, we have what we call the underlying ailment and the major and the other ailment. So by the time we get to the underlying factor, it will become very easy. So for me, this peace summit is way out of it. It's to gather enough intelligence report, know the dramatic personages, know the actors, know the people perpetrating these dastard acts. My thoughts and prayers are with Benue people. Every day I sleep and wake up, my heart bleeds. That a section of Nigeria. These are not animals that are being killed, human beings. And everybody
but for me, the major concern is that how is it possible that this kind of massacre happened and up till now not one arrest is
that's
I genuinely
see
I am bothered, I am worried, and I keep asking, is it that day by day it appears that Nigeria, Obi at some point P2B said that we've lost our conscience. It appears that day by day Nigeria is losing its humanity. Are we at a verge where human lives don't matter anymore? Like cows and cattle have more value than human beings. I don't understand. I have tried to make sense of it. Musa at some point spoke, and he spoke in the lines of cattle rustling and issues around herders having access to farmlands to, take care of their cattle, and in all that statement, I am not seeing disgust at the killing that happened. I am not seeing the pain from Musa at the killing that happened. In this country, when the mother of the World Bank leader, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the mother was kidnapped. I think it was Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, yes. The mother was rescued within the shortest period of time. When military wants to work, they will work.
That's where I'm going to.
When they want information, see, how did this happen for hours and up until now, not one arrest has been made? And we are talking of peace committee.
See, I'm telling you that first is intelligence gathering. Once we gather enough intelligence reports, we work on it. If it's the herders versus farmers, you stop them. Because there's no way for you to treat cancer. First, there must be surgery before chemotherapy. So if the surgery means, okay, herders, stay clear of this area. Do not come to this area for now. Because that's the major cause of the crisis. Then who are these people perpetrating these acts? Where do they come from? Who are their sponsors? Who are their informants? Because for me now to come to Ozoba here to perpetrate an act, I must work with an insider who will definitely show me the entry and exit point. So they need to gather that report before even talking about peace summit. And once you gather, we take the fight to them. What? If they could kill militants in the Niger Delta, that's they took the fight to them, looked for them with intelligence report and brought them down. That same thing should also be applied to these people in the Middle Belt.
No, but I think, in all honesty, they need that, whether they call it peace commission or anything, because in part of the recommendation, take for example, there is the Agatu killing, if you remember. About 500 people died in the Agatu killing. See, there must be sincere compensation. People, like you said, how come that this kind of thing happen? Nobody, because when you talk, if you talk about information gathering, it starts from the people, it starts from the local, to say we observe somebody who is not part of this community, who is moving like this. But if the locals are not giving information, then there is a problem. And that problem can be resolved not by soldiers, not by gun, no. It is by sitting down in this truth commission to say, or peace commission, anything, to say, where have we gone wrong? So that the people who had been aired before, compensation can be paid, to appease them and say, look, going forward, these people have lost their homes, people have lost their farms. Some people have become emergency IDPs. That's where they live. Sometimes I imagine me and my wife and my kids living in IDP. Oh, how? No, that's the truth. So people needed sincere compensation to be able to restart their lives. If you think that you just ask them to go after everything and go back, you will not get information.
How do you give healing to a land that is soaked with blood without justice? Justice is a form of compensation. To the best of my knowledge, justice is a form of compensation. How do you compensate people? It's not enough to return them to their farmlands. They have lost lives. The damages are irreparable.
See why
we need to understand that. My own is this: how do you expect them to speak? The killings that has happened over decades, what justice has come out of it? People that even spoke in the past, did the security apparatus protect them and their children? Or did their heads roll for even speaking out? These are questions that needs to be asked.
For me,
when the security operatives will come and tell you, don't worry, you can blow the whistle, we will protect you. Do they actually protect them at the end of the day? If people are not speaking out, then there is trust deficit between the people and the security operatives who are gathering this intelligence. But at the end of the day, I keep asking one question: why has there been no arrest? None. Not one arrest. No form of intelligence, concrete intelligence that has come out. I will ask again. Are the lives of human beings less valuable than that of cows and cattle? As we round up, what is your final take, Edenko?
Peace committee or peace commission, people will not be able to tell you the real truth. Either they will tell you hidden or there will be half truth. The way I say so, in the glare of the public, some people might not be very free to air their mind. But if there's proper intelligence gathering, you engage people, observe on your own. You see America today, America is what it is today because of enough intelligence gathering. Even when they discovered that Osama bin Laden breached their security and carried out that 9/11 attack, they stepped up. How were they able to get to Osama bin Laden and kill him? It's enough intelligence gathering.
No, but they were united. That's the issue.
Apart from the fact that they were united, they also get that enough intelligence to be able to take the fight to these people. Because for me, I don't believe it. See, attack is the best form of defense.
All right, very well. Daniel, your final take.
No, for me, like you said, my heart goes to the people of Benue State, but in resolving it, we must come to the table and be sincere with ourselves. that these numbers are not just numbers. They are human beings that we're talking about. When we mention 200, 500, human lives. They are not just numbers. And so I expected that the political class will wake up to its responsibility.
All right, very well. And on this, we wrap up this episode of Open Conversation. Thank you so much, Daniel, for coming. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you for all.
Edenko, it's a pleasure having you today. Thank you so much for coming as well. And thank you so much, our viewers, for always...